Hello, YouTube friends. Sound like a support. Sound like I'm selling something, don't I? Hello, YouTube friends. I'd like to sell you. Anyway, hi. I wanted to record this video. It's the end of my day. Obviously, you can tell. I forget what day it is. 56, 57, doesn't matter. 58 plus. The cool thing is, I went to Walgreens 5 minutes ago, just like I am, and I picked up my estrogen, which is a big accomplishment to me because I have like a severe anxiety disorder being in public. Imagine that. But the reason why this is so cool is because technically this is my third box, okay? For those of you on the patch, which means that this is like going into my third month. But the cool thing is, and the reason why I'm so smug about it, is because the first time I called, it was like, the first time I got the estrogen, Walgreens was like, yeah, of course. And then my insurance kicked it back because my insurance, the authorization said, well, wait, there's a male. Why does a male need estrogen? So it's a bit of a hiccup and kind of made me a little mental. Because, you get to that point, you get to that point and then you're like, I've made the decision. I'm going to do HRT, and then I'm going to get my letter and I'm going to get evaluated. And then you get the script, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm right at the gate. And then denied, right? So my second box, I went to Walgreens to get my second box, and they said, well, that'll be 100 and whatever it was. And I was like, it should only be 10% because I've hit my deductible. And they said, well, your insurance didn't run it because there's some kind of glitch and whatever. So I keep on looking over here because that's where the screen is. This is the camera. So anyway, so I had to call and kind of change a little bit because I had gone into the human resources thing and changed my gender, or my company is very forward thinking, I guess, because they ask what's your preferred gender, and even though you have a sex, they ask you your gender. And obviously I put female, right? So when it came time to do the meds, it shouldn't have flagged it, but it did. But today, box number 3 went straight through. And that is because, as far as human resources is concerned, I am a woman. Okay? At least they do. Somewhere it counts. But I want to share it because my company does annual fitness screenings. And we get, letter, you're due, make your appointment, whatever. And it said on mine, Robin Parks, female. Awesome. And it also asked me a bunch of questions like, when was my last pap smear? When was my last menstruation? Did I have menarche at the right time? And you're like, not really, but thank you. So I wanted to make the video, number one, because I'm very happy that I went to the, now, full disclosure, I went through the drive-thru. Small steps, but there's a story to that. And this is why it's so significant before you go, oh, she just went through the drive-thru. I bet you she didn't even roll down her window. She just, okay. But here's the story, true story from many, many moons ago. Last time I did this, about 20 years ago when I was in my 20s and I did hormones. Um, I had a good friend of mine. His name was Daniel. And Dan was a female to male who had already had his surgery, keyhole surgery. And for all intents and purposes, with the exception of the big hips, Dan was a man. Dan looked like a man. So we were out being goofy, not romantically inclined in any way, shape, or form. Dan had a girlfriend, whatever. And we went to Burger King. And then we went through the drive-thru. And we placed our order. And I was driving. And I chickened out. I did not want to be in the driver's seat at the window. So Dan, gentleman that he was, we straddled the seat. He got into my spot, I got into his spot, and he, picked up the order and like nothing was wrong. And when we got to the window, it was Dan at the window, right? So it's a big accomplishment for me not to chicken out. Now I was tempted to keep the momentum going and go to like Burger King or Wendy's or something and get a Coke or something just to say I did it. But I didn't. Because I'm broke. But I have estrogen. And that's what's important right now. My daughter comes first. She's taken care of. She has everything she needs. And then there's me. And then there's my cats and the dog. Right? Right. No, like I said, it's a big accomplishment. And again, I could see, oh yeah, sure. But again, it was funny because my voice locked up a little. I'm ready, oh, Robin Parks. I have one prescription to pick up. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. And damn it. Boy, I got to the window. She's like, may I help you? I'm like, oh, Robin Parks. Pick up. Like I was possessed. I was an alien or something. I shouldn't do that. That's not a very nice thing to do. I don't mean that. I mean, as an alien, like in Men in Black, the first movie, where the cockroach skins the guy and wears his skin. He walks around like... Okay, that's what I meant. And really, that's about it. So I wanted to share that story. It's kind of a big thing. There's another side story. I got 4 minutes here before the video kicks out. On another adventure, me and Dan, we were out by the lake and University of Florida. We were just watching the sunset. Like I said, he was a good friend to me. I was still kind of sowing my oats. Not, again, that makes it sound like we were in a relationship. We weren't. But I was still feeling myself out. That makes sense. Anyway, so we go to drive. This is probably before Burger King. And as we're driving, we're going down the road. I'm driving, right? I'm dressed, female. He's dressed, male. I start to smell smoke. Well, as it turns out, there was a fire that started in the back. My back left taillight caught fire. And so it was, one of those smoldering fires, the wiring. So as we're driving down the street, people are looking at the car. And of course, up here I'm going, oh, they know. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? They were looking at the car on fire. But we pulled over and we put out the fire and it was all pretty cool. We actually had someone come over and help us out. And I think I'm going to say that I was young enough. I was in my 20s. I was young enough to pass, not close inspection. But the bystander treated me very, very differently once he realized that I was not a cis girl. It was like, originally, oh, can I help you? Ma'am. Oh, what can I do? And then afterwards it was like, you know. But anyway, true stories from the past. So that's it. So now that I've shared my story with you and hopefully made you laugh, that's it for today. So I'm going to go goof off, visit with my daughter and all that. Things are moving forward. So hope things are good with you. And until next time, we'll go bye-bye.